It's like trying to keep up with crypto, you know? Sometimes it feels like you're, I don't know, in one of those old cartoons, frantically trying to lay down the train tracks right in front of the speeding train.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I feel that.
It's a wild, wild ride for sure. But that's why we're here. We hopped on board, took the express route, and we're bringing you the need to know updates minus the whole headache of sifting through it all.
Definitely. We've really tried to cut through the noise and focus on the stuff that's actually shifting the landscape. And what really jumps out is how, traditional finance, the old guard, is really starting to step into the crypto ring. And this stuff could actually, end up affecting you directly.
So, speaking of the old guard, JPMorgan, right? They're making a pretty bold prediction. They're saying that stablecoins that give you a yield, those could just explode in popularity, like going from a tiny sliver of the market to maybe half the entire thing. And they're pointing to rising demand and this whole idea of basically tokenizing government bonds. So think of it this way. Instead of just holding a stablecoin, it's almost like having a mini digital bond that, earns a little something for you.
Yeah, exactly. And this isn't, just some pie in the sky idea. Like, if you look at what's actually happening, there's real movement. BlackRock, which is, a huge player in traditional investing, they just massively increased their holdings in their Bitcoin ETF. Ibit, we're talking a 91% jump. That's a pretty substantial investment. And, it kind of signals that they're getting pretty darn confident in Bitcoin.
Yeah, so how does this actually affect, the average person, someone who just uses crypto? Well, Tether, the company behind USDT, they're expanding across something called a Optimism superchain.
Right. Now, I know that sounds kind of like tech jargon, but what it could mean for you is faster, cheaper transactions across different blockchains.
Mm.
Like, imagine sending crypto without all the usual delays and all the extra fees tacked on.
Yeah.
They're talking about, transactions that basically finalize in like almost instantly with no price slippage.
That whole drive for efficiency is really, really crucial. We're also seeing, Circle, who issues USDC, they're teaming up with ICE, which operates the New York Stock Exchange.
Wow.
And they're exploring ways to bring stablecoins into like traditional finance. So this isn't just about crypto existing in its own little bubble. This is about it becoming a more integrated part of, the financial system that we all use. And that could actually change how you handle your finances in the future. Yeah, and talking about, practical uses, Ripple partnering with Chipper Cash in Africa, that's a really great example of, crypto solving real problems right now. They're using crypto to make sending money across borders faster and cheaper. So this isn't just some abstract technology, It's directly impacting people's lives by making it easier to send money home.
It really highlights how useful it is beyond just, trading. And on the regulatory front, crypto.com, they just announced that the SEC actually closed its investigation and there aren't going to be any charges. So while, the whole regulatory landscape is still kind of in flux, this kind of news can provide a little more clarity for crypto companies.
Absolutely. So for anyone who's, interested in Bitcoin, there's some pretty exciting developments happening. There's this project called Dolomite, and they're expanding to Bitcoin through something called Botanics Labs Spider Chain. So essentially what they're doing is bringing some of the decentralized finance tools that we see on, other blockchains over to Bitcoin. It's kind of like unlocking these new possibilities within the Bitcoin network itself.
Yeah. And what's really interesting to me is like this continuous innovation that's happening in the Bitcoin space. It's like they're constantly expanding its functionality and this push for growth. It's not isolated. In Europe, France's Bpifrance, they launched a fund to invest in smaller French crypto projects, which shows, a real commitment to fostering local blockchain innovation.
And meanwhile, over in Asia, South Korea is temporarily easing up on some of the rules for crypto exchanges, which could mean, more people getting into the market there. It just goes to show how, global regulations and market access are constantly shifting.
Right. And finally, just a little bit of a lighter note. We've seen some Ghibli-themed meme coins on Solana. And these things have experienced massive, like crazy rapid growth.
Wow.
And it's being driven by like AI generated art. We're talking like increases of up to 39,000%. So, it's a good reminder of how quickly viral trends can pop up in crypto.
But, as always with those kinds of explosive gains, there can also be, some significant risks. It's always important to remember that these trends, they can be very speculative. So what's the big takeaway for our listeners? We're seeing more of these established financial institutions really starting to take crypto seriously. And the technology itself is becoming, more interconnected and user-friendly. And we're seeing, more and more clear examples of real-world utility. The regulatory environment, while still evolving, is slowly starting to take shape. And innovation, is continuing across the board. So which of these developments, really piques your interest? It's definitely something worth thinking about.
Yeah, definitely a lot to unpack.
We always love hearing from you guys, so let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, while you're at it, why not hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our future deep dives?
It's going to be a wild ride, so buckle up.
See you in the next one.